Today we're going to be solving equations with fractions, fractional coefficients, and also fractional constants. Remember, you can pause the video at any time if you want to take your time and do each step or copy a step, or if you want to try something on your own. You have the same sheet in front of you. The procedures are on the left, and we will be following those procedures, and I'll be adding some additional information in between. So the first thing we're going to do, we have subtraction in the equation, so we are going to change that to addition of the opposite, so plus a negative 4. The first step says to get all our variables on one side. I'm going to get all our variables on the left side, so I'm putting a V there so I have that visual reminder of what side I'm moving my variables to. So since I want the 3/4 x on the other side of the equation, I'm going to add its additive inverse to both sides. Well, 1/3 and 3/4, their common denominator would be 12. So 1/3 I would rename as 4/12 x, and then plus a negative 9/12 x, plus a negative 4 is equal to 9/5. I'm going to add my fractions together, and I have negative 5/12 x plus negative 4 is equal to 9/5. I want to add or get my constants all on one side, so I would like to add the 4 to both sides. But remember, when I'm adding 4 to 9/5, I'm really adding 20/5. So 9/5, and so I'm going to write down here over on the far side here, 4 over 1 is the same thing as 20/5. Okay. So I have negative 5/12 x is equal to 9/5 plus 20/5 is 29/5. The next step, and fourth step listed there, is what's the operation between the x and the constant, right? We get a coefficient. It's multiplication. So I want to undo that multiplication by using division. And if I divide each side by that fraction, it's the same thing as multiplying by the multiplicative inverse. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to multiply each side by negative 12/5. And I can see that the 5 cancel. 12 divided by 12 is 1. The negative times a negative would leave me with 1x or x. And then on the right side here, there's no cross reducing I can do, so I do have to multiply 29 times negative 12, and that is negative 348, and 5 times 5 is 25. So this is what I think my answer is, and to see if it is, I'm going to check. And as you can see down here, I have the original equation. I'm replacing each x with the answer of negative 348 divided by 25. So now, before I multiply these numbers together, I am going to cross reduce. I can see that 348 can be divided by 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. Negative 348 divided by 3 is negative 116. And then if I do that on the other side, I have 3/4 times negative 348 times 25. I know that 348 can be divided by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 348 divided by 4 is a negative 87. So now I'm going to rewrite each of these fractions so they're all over 25. So I have negative 116 over 25 plus a negative 4, but negative 4 with a denominator of 25 would actually be a negative 100. So, sorry, I could erase that there. So it would be negative 100 equals a 9/5 times 5 over 5 would be 45 over 25 plus, and 3 times negative 87 is negative 261 over 25. So now I can add on the left side, negative 116 plus negative 100 is negative 216 over 25. 261 in negative plus 45. Right? If I subtract those two numbers, I end up with negative 216 over 25. So my answer does work in that equation. So my answer is negative 348/25. Let's look at another example. In this example, we have 3/5 x minus 1 equals 5/6 minus 1/8 x. So the first thing I'm going to do is change the subtraction to addition of the opposite. And I apologize, I'm not sure why I have all those extra lines on there. So I'm going to do the same procedure as before. I'm going to get all my variables on the left side. And so I'm going to use the additive inverse. Negative 1/8 x. So I'm going to add a positive 1/8 x to both sides. Now, as a denominator, 5 and 8 are relatively prime. So their common denominator would be 40. And so I'm going to have 3/5 times 8 over 8, so that would be 24 over 40x plus 5 over 40x plus a negative 1 is equal to 5/6. 24 and 5 would be 29 over 40x plus a negative 1 equals 5/6. I use the additive inverse to move my constant to the other side. I'm going to add a 1 to both sides. And I have 29/40 x equals, and 1 in terms of 6 is 6 over 6. 5 plus 6 would be 11/6. The operation between the x and the coefficient here of 29/40 is multiplication. I would undo it by dividing. But when we divide by fractions, it's really the same as multiplying by the multiplicative inverse. So I'm going to multiply each side by 40 over 29. And on the left side, 29 divided by 29 is 1. 29 divided by 29 is 1. The 40s would also cancel, so I am left with just x on the left side. On the right side, I can see that 6 and 40 can both be divided by 2. So 11 times 20 is 220, and 3 times 29 is 87. So I believe my answer is 220 over 87. But I do need to check to make sure. So if you can see here, I have rewritten the equation, replacing 220/87 for x. So once again, I did my addition of the opposite. I can cross reduce. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 220 divided by 5 is 44. We multiply 3 times 29 to get 87. So I know that 87 divided by 3 is 29. So I have 44 over 29 plus a negative, and I want to write the 1 so it has a denominator of 29. So I'm going to write down negative 29 over 29 equals. Before I work on the right side, I am going to reduce any fractions here on the right. 220 cannot be divided by 8, but it can be divided by 4. So 8 divided by 4 is 2. 220 divided by 4 is 55. So and I apologize, it's supposed to be a 2. 2 times 87 is 174. And the reason I'm writing that first, I have minus, and I have 1 times 55 is 55. Because I want to rename 5/6, so it has a denominator of 174. And if I multiply 6 times 29, that would give me the 174. But then I also have to multiply the 5 times 29. And that would give me 145. So on the left-hand side, I have 44 minus 29, which is 15 over 29. And on the right side, I have 145 minus 55, which is 90, divided by 174. I know they can both be divided by 2. Okay, so working on the right-hand side here. And that would give me 45 over 87. And we know from an earlier example that 87 can be divided by 3, as can 45. 45 divided by 3 is 15, and 87 divided by 3 is 29. So we do end up with the same answer on both sides, so that means that our problem does check, and that 220 over 87 is our answer. So this is the problem that I would like you to try on your own. If you could please try the following. 1/4 x. Sorry, trying to get this so you can see the 1/4. We have, I'll rewrite this. 1/4 x minus 2/3 equals 5/8 x plus 2. So that's the problem that I would like you to try on your own. And remember, you can go back at any time. The 5 is up here too. And you can watch the video as you are solving this problem so that you can follow the steps and know if you're finding the correct common denominator. Please bring in your completed worksheet and this problem tomorrow.